Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's your host with the... did I just mess up the intro? It's your host with the biggest nose, JC Courtside, coming at y'all today on Monday, June 22nd. Welcome back, everybody. I hope you all had a phenomenal weekend. I miss saying I hope your basketball team won last night, but unfortunately, we are still just less than 120 days until the next NBA season begins. But we got some good news, y'all. We got a fun episode ready for you guys. Now, for those of you who are waiting for the series where we talk about what each team needs to do this summer going into the next season, just hold on a little bit longer. I'm trying to wait until after the draft and like once free agency opens, because I don't want this podcast to sound redundant, and I don't want to repeat things that like literally just happened. I would hate if I say, oh, this team needs that, and then they end up getting exactly that the next day. I'd rather wait until they actually get that stuff than just get ahead of myself. You know what I mean? So guys, today's episode, very simple. We're going to be talking about the recent trade that happened last night. We're going to be talking about the Giannis drama and everything that I can't take. Get ready, because a rant is coming, and I'm not going to scream. For those of you who want me to, I'm not going to scream. I'm just really pissed off. All right. And then we're also going to be talking about some other hypothetical trades that have been circulating, although there has really only been one big one in the NBA. But, and then we're going to talk about a draft projection. Now, as you guys know, I'm not a huge college ball guy, but I have done a little bit of research on each of these players. I'm not huge into college ball, right? But I do know enough about what the top 10 looks like. So we're going to be talking about ESPN's mock draft, and we're going to think about where I think the guys are going to be getting selected. All right. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, podcast listeners, be sure to leave a 5-star rating and review. If you're watching on the TikTok, YouTube, be sure to drop a like, follow, subscribe, all that jazz. And Twitch chat, all you guys know, you guys got the easiest job in the whole entire world. All y'all got to do is sit back, relax, grab a cup of coffee, an energy drink, whatever, and enjoy the show. Now, before we get into any of that stuff, ladies and gents, we got to talk about, we got a trade. We finally got ourselves a trade. The Oklahoma City Thunder finalized a trade to send guard Aaron Wiggins to the Atlanta Hawks for 2 second-round picks. Atlanta's in 2030 and the least favorable of the Hawks Lakers in 2032. Now, when this popped up on my phone, I got really pissed off because for me, and I don't know about you guys, I'm thinking, yo, why the hell didn't the Pistons do this? Yo, why the hell didn't the Hornets do this? Yo, why the hell didn't 28 other teams in the NBA do this trade? Why did they just wait to do this deal with Atlanta? 2 second-round picks for Aaron Wiggins. Now, at first, I was like, you know what? Oklahoma got fleeced. And then I remembered Sam Presti. Sam Presti will never do anything that doesn't have reasoning behind it. Now, I'm going to talk about both teams and what they benefited from and what they both gained from this trade. Now, I would like to say, Thunder fans, I know how hard this can be. You guys drafted Aaron Wiggins with a 56th pick, late second round, the 4th last pick in the draft in 2021. And he's been with you guys ever since. That's 5 years. Now, I remember Aaron Wiggins being a great role player. Step in, he can start if you need him to in place of whoever's hurt, and he can play wherever, whenever, and he gets the job done. Now, I know he had a bad playoffs, but I didn't know just how bad. So first, I'm going to talk about the entire season as a whole and what happened there, and then we're going to be talking about the playoffs last season, or I guess this past season that just ended. So in case you guys don't know, last season, Aaron Wiggins played 76 games, and in just 23 minutes, he averaged 12 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal. And here's the kicker. He shot 49% from the field and 38.5% from 3. Ladies and gentlemen, that is incredibly efficient. 49% from the field and 38.5% from 3. Now, let's look at this past season. He played in 11 less games. He averaged 9.5 points, so 2.5 point drop, 3 rebounds, 1 rebound drop, 1.5 assists. And here's the bad part. His field goal percentage went from 49% to 43%. That's a 5% drop. And then his 3-point shooting dropped from 38.5 to 35.5. Now, we all know he got a little bit more burn in the time that he played because J-Dub was out. A bunch of guys were out for this team. But this is not good. And he had his opportunity. And unfortunately for Aaron Wiggins, he did not take advantage of the opportunity that he was given. Now, not only did his shooting numbers dip a lot in the regular season, in the playoffs, y'all, he was getting DNPs. You guys remember, he was getting DNPs. He played in 13 playoff games. And here's the kicker. He played in just less than 6 minutes a game. And he scored 1.5 points per game. His field goal percentage dropped to 36% from the field. And get this, 11% from three. Again, in the playoffs, 36% from the field and 11% from three. Now, I was screaming at the TV. I remember throughout the entire series, throw Aaron Wiggins in, throw Aaron Wiggins, like try him out. And every time they did, he would have 3 minutes and he would just brick, and he wouldn't play for the rest of that game. That's what it felt like watching Aaron Wiggins throughout the playoffs. He just kept, he would get injected onto the court, miss, and then he'd get pulled, and those were his minutes for the game. And that was all. And I feel for Aaron Wiggins. It sucks, but we'll talk about why Oklahoma did this in a second. I do want to read this comment from one of my Thunder fans. Now, for anybody coming in and saying, who should the Lakers go get? We're not talking about the Lakers right now. So unfortunately for you guys, you're going to have to wait for that episode where we talk about the Lakers or until the Lakers do something. Mind you, if you guys say a comment that's related to our topic, it will get read out loud for everybody. But if it's off topic, unfortunately, it won't. Chance said, as a Thunder fan, this hurts, but we are closer under the luxury tax than the first apron without Wiggs, I'm pretty sure. His confidence got shot because of McCain taking his minutes precisely. Now, I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but you got a little bit of a head right there. So I want to talk about the benefits to the Thunder for making this trade. And they didn't do it specifically for 2 second rounders. They did it for a multitude of reasons, actually. Number one, Aaron Wiggins is making $8 million next year, right? $8 million is not a lot in the whole grand scheme of the NBA. It's not a lot at all. But with what the Thunder are doing, they are doing like this process where they have players, they have their 3 guys, Chet Holmgren, J-Dub, and Shea, right? And then everybody else, it's sort of, I would describe it like a rotisserie chicken. Okay. Think about it like that. I know that's weird, but think about it like a rotisserie chicken. No, again, I got to repeat myself. Ladies and gentlemen, Aaron Wiggins made $9 million this year and it's $8.1 million next year. Okay. So when I say something, please just trust that I'm probably accurate because I'm looking at it right now. It's $8.1 million. Think about the Oklahoma City Thunder like you think about a rotisserie chicken. Okay. You got your main thing that's spinning the chicken, right? That's Sam Presti, that's Mark Dagnall, that's Shea, that's J-Dub, and that's Chet. Those are the staples of this team. And then you have the chicken itself, and that chicken is spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning. And when it drops the grease, those are the players that are going to be falling out of the rotation and falling off of this team roster. They're expendable. That grease is not needed to continue to cook the chicken. You got what you needed from that grease, and now you're dropping it. So with Aaron Wiggins losing him, they got Jared McCain, and he became expendable. His confidence got shot with what he had with McCain. You can look at when they got McCain as well. His minutes and his numbers all tanked when they went and got McCain, and he started getting PT throughout the regular season. And this is what the meta, I hate to use a gaming term for this podcast, but this is what the meta of the NBA is going to become and what it has already become. You look at the Boston Celtics with Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. Everybody is different around them. But they're keeping their main guys, and then they're recycling this team. And the Thunder, they got so many picks that they can do this as well. They can do this significantly well. They have way more picks than the Celtics do, and they have so much more to deal with. Mind you, this trade, it helped them a lot. Because immediately after this tweet, Shams got quoted by Bobby Marks. And I'm going to talk about Atlanta side in a second. But entering this offseason, Oklahoma City had a projected tax penalty of $213 million. The trade reduces that number to $152 million. The Thunder enter the Tuesday draft with 2 picks in the top 17, number 12 and 17. And this is the main reason why they did it. It got them just under the second apron. Losing an $8 million contract got them under the second apron. Do you understand the amount of salary, jump roping, and jumping through hoops that you got to do to make this move happen? It was Aaron Wiggins this time. It might be Kenrich Williams and Isaiah Joe next. This is how this Thunder team is going to be built. You can look up and down this roster. Cason Wallace, he's going to get an extension this summer, right? He proved himself. Nikola Topic, obviously he had his procedure. We'll see how he turns out. Thomas Sorber, he got hurt at the start of the season as well. And then AJ Mitchell, of course, he signed and they got a steal on that, right? So this is where it's going. Oh, by the way, I would like to apologize to Policy in here. I wasn't aware to me that this website already changed their years and dates. Aaron Wiggins, you are correct. It is a $9 million deal. I apologize. Policy, you were correct. I didn't realize that this website had already changed the years on this. I was looking at the past year. You are right. He is a $9 million contract. So shout out to Oklahoma, because what they did, this worked out well for them. And I know it's just Aaron Wiggins, but at the same time, I got to talk about the Atlanta Hawks side. All right. The Atlanta Hawks made a great trade here, y'all. They are cooking with some real gas. And check this out. This is why it pisses me off that Brad Stevens won Executive of the Year simply by getting their money underneath the apron. That's what aggravates me, because if you look at genuinely who was the best GM last season, I've told you guys 6 months ago, it's the Atlanta Hawks. I'm sorry, I forgot his name. Is it like Oshai or I think it's Oshai. I think that's his name. Hawks fan, if you guys know, just correct me, because I think it's like Oshai or something. It's like, I forget. Is it Oshai? Someone tell me what the Hawks GM is. Yeah, it's Ansi Salah. Thank you, Ansi Salah. Thank you, Ansi Salah. I appreciate it. Yo, IB Gia, thank you for the follow on Twitch. I appreciate you very much. TikTok, if you guys are enjoying the stream, be sure to come through to the Twitch stream. That's Jay-Z Uncut on Twitch. I appreciate y'all very much. So, Ansi Salah, I believe he deserved GM of the Year, Executive of the Year, because last year he traded for Tingus Pingus. He signed Luke Kennard. He traded Trae Young and turned it into CJ McCollum. He made so many great moves, and he signed NAW, and he traded for the cum bucket. He deserved Executive of the Year every day of the week, and I'm pissed that Brad Stevens got it. Get this. His Executive of the Year continues for me because Atlanta has an $11 million trade exception that was created in the Luke Kennard trade this past February. Because they are $9.1 million under the first apron hard cap, this trade likely will need to wait until July 6th until it becomes officially official. But it is official. Aaron Wiggins has 3 years left on his contract. This is unbelievable. The Hawks are cooking. And I said this 6 months ago that he deserved Executive of the Year, and I'm pissed off that he didn't get it. The moves that this man is making have been incredible. Because of the Luke Kennard trade, they are able to get Aaron Wiggins just based off of that trade exemption. Now, I think Gia said a really good comment here as well. Aaron Wiggins could definitely average 15 and 5 with the Hawks, and I think he could. He's going to get minutes. He's going to get an opportunity to prove himself. Way more of an opportunity than he got with the Thunder this year after they went and got Jared McCain. I think Aaron Wiggins fits really well because when you look at the Atlanta Hawks' roster, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys where I think that they need help from. Now, obviously, they have Kuminga off the bench, right? Obviously, they have Kuminga off the bench. But when you look at this team thoroughly, they have Nickeil Alexander-Walker, who they're basically running basically as a point guard between him and Dyson Daniels. They brought back CJ McCollum. So again, shout out to the Atlanta Hawks. They re-signed CJ McCollum, I believe, for a $21 million deal. I have to go ahead and make sure real quick. CJ McCollum has agreed to a 1-year, $21 million extension. Shout out him. Shout out the Hawks. They're cooking. So, they're going to have CJ McCollum. In my opinion, he's going to be starting as well. And then you'll have Aaron Wiggins off the bench next to Jonathan Kuminga, and you can run Aaron Wiggins at the 2 with no problem. So I think Aaron Wiggins is probably going to be getting that 2 spot off the bench. And I think that's going to be the issue. The issue that I find with this team is Zachary Richache. Does he get waived this summer? I don't know what you do. Do you wait another year? I think they wait another year and decide whether or not they're going to trade him, because I don't think they want to just lose him for nothing. So I think Richache is probably going to get the boot in the middle of the season. He hasn't shown anything, but unfortunately, you do have to wait. The only main culprit and the issue that I find with this trade is that they have just buried Richache even more. They've buried him even more. They're going to try to get something for him, but when you have Aaron Wiggins and Jonathan Kuminga off the bench, mind you, they still don't have Jonathan Kuminga yet. So maybe they will trade Jonathan Kuminga, because like I said, it's a team option. It's a team option for the Atlanta Hawks for Jonathan Kuminga. So if they don't want him, they don't need to keep him. And honestly, in my opinion, I'd say move him. You don't need that $20 million off your bench. You don't. Another team probably does. If you got Aaron Wiggins off the bench, what do you need Jonathan Kuminga for and paying him $20 million as well? So whether or not you got Aaron Wiggins as a backup at the 2 or Aaron Wiggins at the backup for a 3, it works. A lot of teams could use Come Bucket. The Pistons could use Come Bucket. The Timberwolves could use Come Bucket. The Magic could use Come Bucket. The Hornets could use Come Bucket. I think a lot of teams could use that extra $20 million. Now, that's a great question, and I would love if somebody can do that research for me. Anthony asked, do they still have to wait 90 days to move him if they accept the option? I think you do. I don't think you can pick up the option and then trade him. I'm actually unsure. Please do me a favor and look it up. Thank you, Anthony. I appreciate you. But a lot of teams could use Come Bucket. Now, that's a great comment as well, Yanni, and I want to read that out loud for everybody else. Richache still has potential, but it's sad to see him struggle with his confidence. I absolutely agree. And I think that's a great comment as well, Skylar. Man, I hate it because I see a heat down year just for the Hawks to actually cook and run our division. Absolutely. That division is going to be cooking as well. It's unfortunate, but if you guys want my honest opinion, I don't know what else the Hawks have planned. But in my opinion, now that you have Aaron Wiggins, you don't need Jonathan Kuminga. You do not need Come Bucket. And that's not to disrespect Come Bucket. I think he's a good scorer. I think he's a great backup. I think he's an incredible rebounder as well. People forget that about Jonathan Kuminga. He's a great rebounder. My issue is, do you give up fully on Zachary Richache, or do you still give him that opportunity at the backup 3? It's going to be interesting to see what they do this summer, ladies and gentlemen, because they have the money. They have the arsenal to make these trades as well. I'm happy for Hawks fans. Y'all deserve this. And I'm very excited to see what else you guys do this summer. I think Ansi Sala's got y'all locked in. He's been very aggressive, and I think it's been a lot of fun. I really think it's been a good time for you guys. Now, I think the Hawks still need a big. I think that's their one big missing component, and I think all Hawks fans can agree they need a big. So what I believe they should do is move Come Bucket. That's $20 million freed up, and go get yourself either a free agent big. There's not many of them, or go for a trade to get you a nice big. You're going to need a big in this East. Well, you saw what happened to the Knicks. You're going to need a big. But all I can say is I can't wait for the summer discussion that we're going to have about the Wizards, about the Hawks, about the Pacers. I cannot wait. I'm so excited to talk about these teams. I'm very excited. That's all I really have to say about the Atlanta Hawks and Oklahoma City Thunder trade. Again, in case you guys missed it, Aaron Wiggins did get traded to the Atlanta Hawks for 2 second-rounders. It's a great deal for both teams. The Thunder needed to shed some cap, and the Hawks, they just got a great young talent off their bench. So shout out to both of them. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for a classic Jay-Z rant. Let's talk about Giannis Antetokounmpo. Let's talk about him. Now, I'm so sick of this. If you guys have been watching me throughout the entire first season of me doing this, so like this season, you guys might remember my opinions on Giannis. He was one of my favorite players in the NBA. Seeing him win in 2021 was one of the most exhilarating moments of my basketball fandom, because I picked the Bucks as my second team back when we traded Chris Middleton to the Milwaukee Bucks. I love the Bucks. Dating back to Michael Redd, I love the Milwaukee Bucks. One of the most pure left-handed scorers of all time. If you don't know Michael Redd, go look at Michael Redd highlights. And it also branched from Giannis as well. Watching Giannis next to John Henson, Larry Sanders, OJ Mayo. I love those Bucks teams. My poor sweet prince Greg Monroe, Brandon Knight. Anyways, I digress. You guys know I have ball knowledge. I don't need to keep dropping these names on y'all. After 2021, I'd like to ask you guys, what has Giannis Antetokounmpo done since his championship? What has he done? I remember sitting back and seeing him as a 26-year-old, and I said, this guy has 2 DPOIs. This guy's got a finals MVP. This guy's got a championship. Oh my God. He's going to be the greatest player in NBA history. He's going to be. By the way, thank you, Anthony. He said, I'm 90% sure they can still trade Kuminga immediately after they accept his team option. Thank you. Good comms, Anthony. Appreciate it. Let's look at what he's done since 2021. He got eliminated in the second round, I believe. Yes. He got eliminated in the second round against the Boston Celtics the year after they won. The next year, got eliminated in the first round. The next year, he got eliminated in the first round. And now this past year, missed the playoffs. Obviously, injuries, all of this. Now, you guys want to tell me, look at the stats. I don't need to. Because when we talk about Giannis Antetokounmpo, we all know the player he is. We all know he's an incredible player. That's not what we're discussing right now. Nobody's blaming Giannis, Marcus. Listen, please let your podcast or streamer speak. Nobody's doubting Giannis's basketball capabilities because even without a jump shot, he is still arguably the most terrifying player in the NBA offensively and defensively. He's one of the best players in the league. The issue is he's been getting hurt year after year. We can look at this as well. He has played 70 games once in the last 8 years. That was in 2023, 2024. He played 73 games. Last year, 36. The year before that, 67. Oh my God, I said the thing. And then I said 73, 63, 67, 61, 63. When you look at Giannis's track record, it hasn't been great injury-wise. Well, guess what? He's also turning 32 this year. He is turning 32. Let's get this straight. Giannis as a career shooter has been 28% from 3. He's getting hurt. He can't shoot. His game is all about going downhill and driving to the bucket. So as a player, how many more prime years can you have of Giannis push it into the playoffs? How many? How many can you have? I'll let you guys answer that. That's not the point of this discussion. I saw this post 7 months ago, and I told you guys, I will not talk about Giannis Antetokounmpo again until he is officially traded. I told you all of this last December. Word for word, I told you all. Apparently, I'm getting another notification right now. I'll talk about this later. Celtics are all in on acquiring Giannis Antetokounmpo. Thank you. That means so much to me. I'm so glad you shared that. I told you all 7 months ago, I will not talk about Giannis Antetokounmpo until he's officially traded. I told you all that. But you know what? I'm breaking my silence. Let's talk about Giannis. Because after this post, Giannis Antetokounmpo reportedly doesn't want to leave Milwaukee. He wants to leave the Bucks. I'm going to read that one more time. Giannis Antetokounmpo reportedly doesn't want to leave Milwaukee. He wants to leave the Bucks. Ladies and gentlemen, Giannis for the last 3 years. I love Milwaukee. I hate Milwaukee. I love Milwaukee. I hate Milwaukee. I love Milwaukee. I hate Milwaukee. I want to win at least 2 more championships but I love Milwaukee. I'm never leaving. This is my home. I'd like to go to New York. Why would I want to go to New York? I want to go to New York. It's actually a faster flight from New York to Greece. I like Milwaukee. It's not that bad of a flight. But there's other East Coast teams that aren't that bad of flights either, like Miami. I could fly to Miami from Greece. But I love Milwaukee. But I don't love Milwaukee. Fuck it. Fuck it. Fuck it. Excuse my French. I apologize. I told you guys I am not going to scream or swear. Giannis Antetokounmpo and this whole trade saga makes me appreciate, and I can't believe I'm saying this, because I hate this man as a player and a person. Fuck it. James Harden, I apologize. You may be a flopping fat piece of shit, excuse my French. But at least when you want to trade, you bully the shit out of your franchise to make sure that trade gets done today. This Giannis fiasco, this ship has sailed 2 years ago for me. He wants out. He doesn't want out. He wants out. He doesn't want out. I'm getting reported on TikTok. My views are getting restricted on TikTok. I'm about to get banned on TikTok, y'all. Be sure to come through to the Twitch stream, Jay-Z Uncut. I'm quite literally getting spam reported on TikTok, so be sure before that TikTok stream gets banned, come through to the Twitch. The link is in my bio, all right? Jay-Z Uncut on Twitch. Giannis, here's the issue with Giannis. He wants to win another championship. He's talked about it. He wants to win another. He doesn't want to go to a team and still be the number one on that team. He wants to be a number two, and he has expressed that. But then the next day, he switches up and says, no, I want to be the leader of the team. I want to win. I want to lead this team. I want to get more rings. And then over and over and over again, he gets sensitive. He starts posting his accomplishments on his Instagram story, saying that they doubted me as a winner. Bro, nobody is doubting you. We all know that you're good at basketball. We're just annoyed with this bullshit, man. If you go into that office and say, trade me, I want to go here. Do you really think the man that you brought a championship to that hasn't seen one since Kareem Abdul-Jabbar wouldn't just trade you? They would. The problem is, Giannis, you cannot make up your mind. You want to be the hometown hero like Dirk Nowitzki. You want to be that. You want to be the guy that stays with the franchise their entire career. You want that. You've expressed that. And you don't want the trade to fall on you, and you want the other team, you don't want your fans to be like, he left us. I can't believe this. Bro, I've spoken to Milwaukee Bucks fans. I have Milwaukee Bucks friends, and they all tell me the same thing. It's fuck Giannis right now. That's what they're all saying. Buddy, if you left 2 years ago, you were still the savior and the hero of Milwaukee. The fact that you have dragged this and you have milked this cow dry has ruined the taste in all of our fans' mouths. You won a ring for them. Milwaukee wanted you to go so that they could start their rebuild because they see that it's not going anywhere. They were ready to say goodbye to you. You said, I may have played my last game tonight in Milwaukee. And then the next day, you say you want to stay in Milwaukee for the rest of your career. I'm tired of this. I'm not talking about Giannis Antetokounmpo again. Until he is traded, I am not speaking of him again. I had to break my silence after 7 months because, my God, I don't care if the Celtics are all in. I don't care if you know what's hilarious? Hey, Miami, if that trade goes through, which I'll talk about in a second, just know your team is worse than it was this past season. You will gut your entire roster to get Giannis Antetokounmpo for a chance to be next year. Just so you're all clear, Heat fans. That trade will not impact you guys positively this year. Do you genuinely believe with your heart of hearts, I'm sorry, that a roster, a starting lineup of Davion Mitchell, Nikola Jovic. Jesus, bro, who's even left from this trade? Who else is left? Pele Larson? Yeah. Davion Mitchell, Pele Larson, Nikola Jovic, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Bam Adebayo. Do you genuinely believe that that is a roster to compete this year? No. If you get Norman Powell, sure. If you get Andrew Wiggins, sure. That's better. But remember, Giannis is not going to play 70 games. He is not going to play 70 games. You know he's not. And you've heard Pat Riley speak about this trade publicly. Oh my God. People on the TikTok are arguing that I called Giannis a hometown hero and Dirk a hometown hero. Yes, TikTok. Dirk Nowitzki is not from Dallas. Yes, Giannis is not from Milwaukee. Fuck both of you idiots. All right, I'm ending the TikTok. If you want more stream, we're live on Twitch. Jay-Z Uncut. Oh my God, brain dead moron fucks, bro. They don't. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. You guys are pissing me off. We're live on Twitch. Bye, TikTok. This podcast is family friendly, chat. This podcast is family friendly. I apologize for everybody that's families are listening to this podcast. This is a family friendly podcast. All right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I got to continue talking about this. Pat Riley has come out and said that this is not for next season. This is for the following season. That's what he said. You go for this trade. That's fine. But I need you to remember, Giannis next season will be 33. He will be 33. I need you to hear me one more time. He will be 33 next season. All right? So my issue with this is not whether or not do I think Giannis will be good enough and the Heat can win. No, it's pretty simple. If this trade is for 2 years from now, that's where it gets scary. Because you are banking on a guy who hasn't played 70 games more than once in the last decade. Giannis is not 26 years old anymore. He's not. And Heat fans, will you be better? Yes. Yes, you will be better. Is that going to win something? I guess only time will tell. Now, I want to talk about that trade that has been popping up lately. Because in case you guys don't remember, last week I said, please tell me that dude Swung Chubbs is still in the stream. I just spent $6 on him. Did he leave because he got an ad? I just gifted him a sub so he doesn't get ads. Is he here? Can somebody tell him, enjoy your ad-free viewing experience? Like refresh your stream. Jay-Z gifted you a sub or something. Can y'all? Okay, excellent. Enjoy your ad-free viewing experience. 5, thank you for the follow on Twitch. I appreciate you very much. Now, Tyler Herro to Detroit. You guys know, I know you guys want me to talk about this. Tyler Herro to Detroit. What do y'all think? I think of this. There's a 3-team deal that's going to send Giannis to the Heat, a bunch of shit from the Heat to Milwaukee. But I got to talk about the whole aspect of Tyler Herro to Detroit. Now, let me say outright. Tyler Herro, perfect fit for the Pistons. Perfect. Shot creation. Playmaking. Cade's number 2. Perfect. I love it. I've done some more thinking, and the more I think about this trade, the more I can't help but love it. The idea of Tyler Herro in a Pistons jersey, and on top of that, Tyler Herro's got a chip on his shoulder. We all know he's got a chip on his shoulder. He does. It's not that he's going to be suddenly good defensively, but Detroit has a culture that most people don't understand. Duncan Robinson, when he came to Detroit, I've never seen him try harder on defense. He was getting coast-to-coast steals, coast-to-coast blocks. He was trying on defense. He wasn't good at defense, but he was trying. And if you think it would be any different with Tyler Herro, you're wrong. Now, I got to talk about this because Jay Wade even tweeted at me. And I will explain why I changed my mind on this trade. There's some things that I stayed pat. Because I know some of you guys are going to think that I switched up, but I did not switch up. Tyler Herro fit-wise is perfect. Now, Jay Wade, I need you to hear me and hear me well because you think that I'm suddenly going back on my words. I'm not. That's about all I love about this trade because the issue is not Tyler Herro on the Pistons. The issue, I have a couple issues. Let's start with the number one. Tyler Hero has not had a healthy year in 3 years. 2 years. Tyler Hero played 33 games last season. 77 the year before. The year before that, 42. Year before that, 67. I said the thing. The year before that, 66. The year before that, 54. And his rookie year, 55. He's never played more than 77 games. I did not change my mind. I don't like that. I don't like his lack of healthy season. I don't like that. Let's move to the next thing I don't like about this trade. Tyler Hero is an expiring deal. $30 million is really not much in the NBA anymore, especially for a number 2. That's not much. Another thing I don't like is that he is expiring. He's got 1 year left on his deal, which means if the packages that I'm seeing are true, keep it. I don't want him in Detroit. I don't want it. What I'm seeing is Isaiah Stewart, Ron Holland, and our number 21 pick in this draft. If that's the package, keep it. I don't want him. I don't want him anywhere near Detroit. With this trade, you need another trade or a big free agent signing after this. And if you do this and you trade Ron and you trade Stu and your number 21 pick that you traded for in the middle of the season, you are overcompensating offensively. I've told you all this a lot. Detroit's identity is defense. We're all aware of that. It's defense. We saw how far defense took them. The issue is they need a little bit more offensive correction, not too much offensive correction. I do not want you to overcompensate on this. Because if you trade Ron and Stu, you're trading two of your biggest and best defensive identity. Isaiah Stewart, although he hasn't been healthy in the playoffs the last 2 years, he's the number 1. He's the only player not named Wemby who leads the league in field goal percentage allowed at the basket. He leads the NBA in blocks at the basket, percentage-wise, second to Wemby. I swear to God, people do not listen to me. Hey, Jay Wade, open your ears, bro. Open your ears. I swear to God. Now, you know what? Some of y'all just don't fucking listen to me. I can't. I expressed to you I love Tyler Hero on the Pistons. And now I'm expressing to you everything I fucking despise about this trade for Tyler Hero. Again, I will repeat. His health is no good. It's not good. He has not had he has had one healthy season in his entire NBA career. On top of that, the package, if you trade two of your biggest defensive guys for one offensive guy that doesn't have great health, you run into an issue. You run into two issues there. So if you trade for Tyler Hero, you cannot trade both Stu and Ron and your number 21 pick. You cannot trade all three of those things in one. Because if you want to trade Ron or Stu or that pick, you need a better power forward. If you bring back Tobias Harris and he's starting at the 4, chalk the entire fucking season. You're not going anywhere. We just watched in the playoffs. Every team we played, the Magic and the Cavaliers, Hunt, Duncan Robinson, and Tobias Harris. It was literally take your turn. This possession, we're attacking Duncan. The next possession, we're attacking Tobias. And then the next 4 possessions straight, we're attacking Tobias. If you do not upgrade that 4 spot and you go for Tyler Hero and you trade Stu and Ron and your 21 pick and you don't have anything else to replace for a stretch shooting 4, you are in severe trouble. Do not overcompensate. It happens to so many teams in the NBA where one thing is not quite right. So then they see that one thing not quite right and they just risk everything and they overcorrect something that wasn't necessary. Tyler Hero's an all-star. Tyler Hero, I can't think of a better number 2 next to Cade to relieve Cade's ball handling, to relieve Cade's shot creation, to relieve Cade's playmaking, to relieve Cade in general, everything. But if you do that, and you do not get a defensive 4 that can also stretch the floor, what is that going to do to Ausar Thompson and Cade Cunningham defensively? It's going to force those two guys to carry the defensive load while also Cade carrying the offensive load. If you do this trade and you don't give up too much for an expiring contract, I like it. If you give up your two best trade pieces and Isaiah Stewart and Ron Hollins and your number 21 pick, I don't like it. I do not like it at all. He's an expiring deal, which means he will probably step up this year. But if you do this trade, he's an unrestricted free agent next summer. If you trade Stu and Ron for a guy that walks out of the door next summer, you sold. Thank you, Anthony, for asking me. What's your ideal package for him? Sorry, I got heated there. I just hate when people don't listen to my podcast, but they're in my podcast. Does that make sense? My ideal package would be Ron, Sasser, and a future first-round pick. Or Ron, my ideal one is Ron, LeVert, and a future first-round pick. If you want to mix it up, Stu, Sasser, and a future first-round pick. Not this pick. I want them to move up in the draft and go for Cameron Carr, but I doubt that happens. So fit-wise, Tyler Herro is perfect. The reason why I said I do not like Tyler Herro on the Pistons is because the trade package that I've been seeing circulating, you cannot give up Stu, Ron, and your pick. You cannot do that. You lose all your leverage. And because his injury history and because he's an expiring deal next year. There's so many reasons why I don't like this trade, but player to player, Tyler Herro on Detroit would be great. He'd be great. He would be great. So I've repeated myself 15 times. So everybody who just comes in and says, I thought you said, I hope you guys heard me well. You are adding a guy who can shoot 38% from three with 8.5 attempts per game. Of course you want that. Everything else, though, needs to fall in line perfectly. He's never available in the playoffs. He's always hurt. He's expiring next summer. And you cannot trade everything for Tyler Herro. Everything. So that's all I got on this hypothetical Giannis, Tyler Herro bullshit trade. It's going to be interesting. Is Tyler Herro my number one pick that I'd like at my number two guard? No. Is Tyler Herro healthy? Is he healthy? And will he stay? Then yes, I would love that. You know what, guys? Jay Wade, make sure you're here after the podcast. Make sure you're here in 5 minutes after the podcast. Guys, we got the NBA draft tomorrow because I'm about to blow the fuck up right now. Make sure you're here after the podcast. Don't go anywhere. All right. We have the NBA draft, and that's coming tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern. Now, what should we expect? Now, ESPN has the top 5 going as the Washington Wizards are picking AJ Dembele, okay, from BYU. The Utah Jazz picking Darren Peterson at number 2. The Memphis Grizzlies picking Cam Boozer from Duke. All right. And Chicago, this would be the ideal decision. This would be the ideal situation for Bulls fans. Caleb Wilson falling to number 4 for the Chicago Bulls. That would be perfect. And then, of course, the LA Clippers via Indiana will get Keaton Wagler. Now, that's their predictions. I'm torn between Peterson and Dembele going number 1. I think Dembele is a better number 1, in my opinion. I think that's a better decision. I think. Good question. Thank you for the follow. I agree as well. I appreciate you dropping a follow on the Twitch. Much love. I'm excited for the NBA draft tomorrow. I know guys want to do an NBA watch party in my Discord server. I'm still unsure. I got a lot of work I got to do, so I'm not quite sure if I'm going to be there, but if you guys want to, go for it. And I think Darren Peterson obviously will go to the Utah Jazz. I'm curious to see how this maps out. I think the biggest question mark is what the Grizzlies do, because I think we all agree it's going to be Peterson and Dembele. We just don't know the order in which, but we know that will be top 2. Okay, Liam will be hosting a watch party for the NBA draft tomorrow in the Discord. I love to hear that. And then, of course, Cameron Boozer. If he goes 3, that's where everything gets interesting. That is really where everything gets super, super, super interesting. If he goes 3 and the Bulls get Caleb Wilson, I think you're cooking. I think you're for real cooking. And I agree with that testament a lot. Peterson, from what I've watched and what I've read, Peterson is the better talent, but Dembele will be the better of the 2 when it's all said and done. And I agree. And mind you, these are all teenagers. So we can only project so much to see what they'll be. I'm excited. I think this draft is fucking loaded. I think it's awesome. I'm very, very excited. There's a lot of guys that I wish the Pistons would be able to get. Obviously they traded up and got the 21 pick, and yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I think this year's draft is going to be absolutely loaded, and that's why you saw so many teams tank. I'm excited, guys. The NBA draft is tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern, so be sure to tune in to ESPN at that point in time, ABC and ESPN. Um, for those of you wondering if is there a podcast tomorrow, no, our podcasts are Monday, Wednesday, Friday, unless a Giannis trade happens tonight, unless a big trade happens tonight. Next podcast will remain Wednesday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern. All right. So the schedule, as you guys all know, is Monday, Wednesday, Friday, pending big trades or big free agents once free agency opens. All right. Twitch chat, be sure to stick around. Stream is not over. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that is going to do it for today's podcast. I apologize for getting a little saucy today. I'm not normally that saucy, but TikTok got me riled up. A couple idiots got me riled up, but don't worry. I'm definitely going to give it to them after this podcast ends. Yeah, as you guys know, this is a family-friendly show. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I hope you guys enjoy the NBA draft tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern. I hope no big trades happen tonight. I would like for them to happen after the draft. Who knows? Who knows? I don't know when I like them. I don't know when I'd like the trades to happen. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that is going to do it for today's podcast. Be sure to join the Discord, everybody. It's down in the show notes below. Exclamation point Discord and the Twitch chat as well. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I appreciate everybody for tuning in. As always, we will be back Wednesday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern, 8:30 a.m. Eastern on Twitch. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I love y'all so very much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being you. And thank you for watching/listening. And I'll catch you guys Wednesday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern. Appreciate y'all and have a blessed day.